Gumball's class has some insanely strong characters, but have you ever wondered who is the strongest out of all of them? Today, we're gonna take a look at the strongest students in Elmore Junior High to find out who has the most power. From weaklings at 1%, all the way up to absolute tanks that can destroy the entire school at 100% power. But first, let's start at 1% with Tobias Wilson. Now, Tobias would absolutely hate being this low on the list. After all, he spends most of his time acting like he's the strongest, coolest, and most popular kid in Elmore. The only problem is, most of that confidence is all talk. Sure, Tobias loves imagining himself as some kind of action hero, but imagination can only get you so far. The best episode that shows this is The Point. In this episode, Tobias convinces Gumball and Darwin that if they do his chores, they can get good points that can be converted into cosmetic points for their game. And when Gumball and Darwin find out, they obviously threaten to tell Tobias's parents, and he wouldn't stand for any of it. That's when he pulled out the big guns.
My invisible shock rifle. Remember, I bought all the weapons.
After getting destroyed by a shock rifle, a portal gun, and a shrink gun, Gumball and Darwin finally realized that they can do the same back to Tobias, and he didn't stand a chance when his tricks were used against him. Even when Tobias pulled something that he thought would guarantee his win, his father stopped all the madness in one blow. And this is the core of his character. His confidence always dries out. For all of these reasons, Tobias would have to go at 1% power until he learns his lesson. But now we have an unexpected character. Someone who is always stronger in ways that Tobias would never understand. At 5% power, the next one on the list is Alan. Alan may just look like a teal balloon who could easily die, but that's only until you realize the quiet influential power that he has. The episode that highlights this is The Faith, where Gumball and Darwin suddenly realize that the world around them is losing color.
What is going on here? This place looks like a gas station restroom under UV light.
I know what happened. The kid who used to clean off the tags hasn't come for a while.
And this becomes quite the trend, as Gumball and Darwin investigate the situation, with global warming, ecosystems, and even senior citizens being affected. The people turn savage, without the goodness that colored their life up until that point. And I mean, it gets really bad.
Scouts! Aren't you supposed to be nice, build birdhouses and play the bugle and junk? Our scoutmaster left us, so we're an army without a leader. This is our territory now. You're either with us or against us.
When Gumball and Darwin found the source of darkness, it was of course Alan, and he had lost faith in the world. That's the sole reason the entirety of Elmore began to fall apart. Thankfully, Gumball and Darwin had a solution: a song.
If you stop halfway up the mountain, you will never see the view.
When you look how far you'll climb, you'll find the courage to pull through.
You'll wonder how on earth you can put up with all of this. Then you'll come across a memory of perfect bliss.
But this isn't even the worst of it, as we find out that he has an evil side. We find this out in the episode The Vision, where Gumball and Darwin find Alan's USB. And that's where Gumball and Darwin stumble upon something that would change their view on Alan. A manifesto on his vision, on how he'd force change on his fellow classmates of Elmore Junior High. And let's just say, what they'd find is horrifying.
To become school president, I might need to work a little on my appearance. The more serious
If a leader looks, the more seriously he will be taken. The next step is to alter my voice.
Lowering it
To give it a little more gravitas. Maybe not that low.
And then just a hint of an accent for approachability.
He had a fully laid out strategic plan on how he would grab all of the power for himself. And he even described people as pawns in a chess game. Creepy. And that's how he plays everyone around him.
People just love to take credit for other people's ideas.
Alan would make a great school president.
Alan would make a great school president.
Alan would make a great school president.
With his new powers, he wanted to make happy camps and supposedly purge the school of sadness. And that's where things get scary. But he didn't stop at just Elmore Junior High. He wanted one in every state and country around the world. But he's still a poppable balloon, so he'll have to stay at 5% power. But before we get to that, I'm gonna tell you about this really cool app that I found where you can literally message Gumball and the entire Watterson family, thanks to today's sponsor, PolyBuzz. PolyBuzz lets you chat with AI versions of basically anyone, ranging from your favorite cartoon characters to celebrities and so much more. Personally, I decided to talk to an AI version of Gumball, and let's just say he responded exactly how you would expect him to. Gumball, who do you think the strongest person in your class is?
Me, obviously. Have you seen these arms?
Come on, be honest though.
I am being honest. I'm basically the strongest kid at Elmore Junior High. It's just not talked about enough.
You can have full conversations with these characters, joke with them, roast them, basically whatever you want to do. The possibilities are literally endless. And on top of that, you can even create your own characters inside the app. So you already know I'm making Richard. If you guys want to try it for yourself, click the link in the description or the pinned comment. It's free to download, and if you use my promo code Gumball2, it unlocks premium features in the app with a free trial. Huge thanks to PolyBuzz for sponsoring today's video, but now let's get back to the iconic cartoon characters. But next up, we have the blue cat who wreaks havoc on everything, Gumball Watterson, coming in at 10% power. The guy needs no introduction. Gumball is sensitive, sarcastic, and has a big ego, which combined is a recipe for disaster. What he lacks in physical power, he makes up for in pure determination and persistence. This can be seen in the episode The Laziest, where Gumball doesn't win a lazy-off against his father, so he goes to find someone to take the role, and that's where he finds out about Larry's past.
I was the laziest guy in Elmore until I lost my title to Richard Watterson. That guy is lazier than a rock.
It gives him a target, and it goes to show he was willing to go to any lengths just to make sure he gets what he wants. He unfortunately succeeded, turning Larry back into the lazy version of himself that he was many years ago. And that's the thing about Gumball. He frustrates others until they do exactly what he wants. And there's very little he won't do, including selling Alan's parents, just to see him lose his calm, as seen in the episode The Same.
I sold your parents.
What?
I said I sold your parents.
Now, who wants to see balloon tricks?
No, please! I have a son! Dexter, make it stop!
Another one of his famous victims is Anton, who was repeatedly killed just to satisfy Gumball's curiosity in the recipe. And it's not just other people. Gumball is fully capable of directing his violence towards his own brother, which is shown perfectly in the episode The Triangle. After Darwin joins the marching band and discovers his hidden talent, it gets to Gumball.
What's the problem?
Nothing. I'm pleased for you.
Really? Cause your face doesn't look pleased.
Trust me. On the inside, I'm pleased.
I hope you crash and burn, Darwin Watterson!
He went as far as to even wrapping himself around Darwin to make him late to practice. But that's not all. He's even able to use some superpowers, like when he went Super Saiyan in The Pest. Along with that, he's able to use some video game physics, especially the Sonic run in multiple episodes. But in the end, he doesn't have a lot of raw power, so for that reason, he's stuck at 10% strength. But next, let's move on to the heavy hitters in Elmore Junior High. At 25% strength, we have Tina Rex. It should come as no surprise that Tina is strong, given that she's literally a T-Rex. Those things have the strongest bite force of any known terrestrial animal, and not to mention that Tina is a bully, being one of the meanest in school. That means that all of the strength is mainly used to induce fear in others, and this can be clearly seen in the fight, which starts with Tina bullying Gumball. Gumball.
I was hanging out with Tina. She taught me how to donate to charity. Who is this for again?
Me.
Then she helped me tear through my homework. And finally, we had lunch together. What should I try first? Lasagna.
But when Anais tries to stand up for her brother, Tina forces him to meet her for a fight instead. So Gumball goes around asking for advice on how to stand up to her. But even Mr. Small doesn't seem to take even the mention of her name too well.
Tina Rex.
Tina Rex? Don't tell her you saw me.
After being abandoned by everyone and with no good advice, Gumball faces off with Tina, who seems to take too much pleasure out of chasing Gumball around the school.
Sorry.
Though she later says she was just having fun. It's not the first nor last time that she used her strength to intimidate somebody, but Tina rarely engages in a full-on fight, but rather uses her abilities to threaten people instead. Her entire character arc is the bully, learning how to be softer to people, which is the reason why she sits at 25% power. But next, we have the shape-shifting fairy, coming in a little higher at 33% power, Penny. Penny started out as an introverted shy girl who was hidden deep within her shell, but her secret is revealed in the episode appropriately titled The Shell. It starts with a crack in Penny's shell, which her father blows out of proportion, but being a good boyfriend, Gumball wouldn't stand for it, and he convinces her to come out, embracing her true self, and that's where her true transformation begins. But when she thinks that Gumball doesn't accept her, she gets really unstable, showcasing the strength that resided within her all this time.
Gumball, stop trying. You said enough.
Can anyone laugh?
With the supernatural ability to change into anything, she feels like, and also inherits the abilities of any creature that she turns into. We don't actually get to see her in full swing yet, but judging from the possibilities, she can easily rival most of her classmates, especially if it's to protect the ones that she loves. Penny would stop at nothing, though she's not inherently dangerous. That's one girl you don't want to get on the bad side of. But we're still not at the end of the list, and as we'll see, things are about to get a whole lot worse. But before I continue, make sure to subscribe to see more Gumball content like this. But back to the video. Now let's crank it up a little bit to 41% power. And here I'm putting Masami Yoshida. Masami is the cloud daughter of Mr. Yoshida and Yuki Yoshida, a trained martial artist, on top of being the CEO of the Rainbow Factory, where a lot of the Elmore residents work at. She also has more cloud abilities. This includes raining, shooting lightning bolts, and causing a storm. She seems to have inherited her mother's anger, as the smallest things can set her off. This, combined with her sense of entitlement, means that she thinks she can get away with anything. And when she can't, she uses her powers to get her way. This can be clearly seen in the episode The Storm. In the cafeteria, nearly everyone is disgusted with Alan's relationship with Carmen, and Masami's ability to take everything to the extreme already shows through the cracks.
You're so perfect. It makes me want to rain on your parade until you swell up, turn brown, and rot.
I think everyone in that room can agree that Masami took it too far. But had she stopped herself at a simple verbal remark, I think it would have been fine. But we're talking about someone at 41% power here. Of course she wouldn't let it go that easy. And she makes Gumball do her dirty work.
You know, Carmen's a pretty jealous girl. You could use that to get them back together.
Of course! I'm gonna dress up as a girl and kiss Alan! I need a really believable name, though. How about Barbara? Or Shatanya? Oh, I know. Get out of here with your stupid idea!
I meant I could go out with him.
Oh yeah, that is a good idea.
She even gives him a whole plan for him to execute her idea, but it obviously hurts Carmen deeply, and so when everyone bands together to confront her, that's when we see her powers in action.
Too late for you, Carmen. Alan is mine.
Please, Masami, I love him.
I love him more. And he loves me.
Can I just say something?
No! You're mine!
hand, the cyclone seems to have powers of its own, as whoever is swept over has their body swapped with the people near them. She's also able to produce strong gusts of wind, enough to blow whole groups of people away. She calms down only when she finds out that Alan's disgusting, or in her words,
a wet cheese ball.
And the smallest things can set her off to become a storm. In the summoning, she did it as revenge for a bad yearbook photo.
My revenge upon this school for the crimes committed against me in last year's yearbook!
On top of this, she seems to be capable of a bit of magic, though the source of it isn't confirmed. But there are people with more power, no matter how angry she gets, so she has to stay at 41%. But next, we have someone who literally operates on video game physics, Ocho, coming in at 50% power. Ocho is the 8-bit spider with anger issues and game violence. This can be clearly seen in the episode The Phone. When Darwin gets addicted to Gumball's new phone, he tries to give their number to Ocho, and that's when we see our first taste of Ocho's anger.
What are you doing? Not Ocho.
What? Why not me?
'Cause you're nuts.
What was that?
Nothing. It's just that occasionally you can get a little intense.
Oh yeah? Is this intense? Is this intense? Is this intense?
But Darwin goes out of control, constantly calling and texting Ocho. Soon enough, it got on Gumball's nerves and accidentally gave Ocho a piece of his mind, which he immediately regretted. Ocho was already at his door, and things were about to get ugly. And when Darwin thought he could reason with him because of their relationship, he got served with an explosion.
This is me, your friend, Darwin.
And then he just kept blasting them, video game style. But just like Tobias, his mother had to get involved to stop the madness. His anger was not unjustified though, as we find out Ocho's past in the score. After an anger episode that split the bus in half, Gumball and Darwin decide to help Ocho with anger management. Things don't start out well though.
Instead of containing all that fury, you just, let it all out. This is a junkyard. You can break anything you want here.
That's when the brothers decide to beat Ocho's game to help him with his anger, and for that, they have to go to his house, which reveals why Ocho is the way he is.
Long ago, on the edges of space, a king valiantly fights to save his queen and his young prince. Alas, the war was lost, and so was the king.
After his mother escaped, they had to live a life of poverty in Elmore, and to make matters worse, the game is stuck on hard mode, with no way to change it. But ultimately, Ocho has supernatural classmates, and so he had to stay at 50% strength. And supernatural is a perfect way to describe our next on the list, Carrie, coming in at 67% power. Carrie is the ghost born to a human father and a ghost mother. Due to this, she belongs to the land of the living and doesn't need to go back to the underworld at midnight on Halloween like the rest of the ghosts. Though she doesn't have physical power, she has supernatural abilities, and a lot of them. The start of that list is body possession, as she uses Gumball's body on several occasions. She can also teleport and bring others along with her, as well as use telekinesis, with the ability to move things with their thoughts. But perhaps the biggest strength is witchcraft, with the ability to brew magical potions and cast spells. So whenever she gets mad, she is loaded with a lot of strength, which can be seen in the episode The Letter. Darwin had romantically written Carrie a letter, only for her to state that she hates affection of any sort, and she lets Gumball know this in a rather colorful way. This sends Darwin on a wild chase to get the letter back before she reads it. In an unfortunate train of events, Darwin is forced to read the wrong letter in front of the whole class.
Darwin, I read your love letter and I must admit I was quite surprised, but I'm not interested in you romantically.
And let's just say that Carrie is not happy to hear it. That's when we see that Carrie even has the ability to manipulate weather and can topple over the world if she's angry enough, especially with her magical powers. There's endless possibilities, but there's someone who can beat even her, and that is Bobert, who is the strongest of all of them at 100% strength. Bobert is a high-tech robot and is by far the smartest student in school, even smarter than Anais. He acts completely logical, and this is the fact that often leads him to using his powers for destructive ideas. This is perfectly portrayed in the episode The Loophole, where he takes Gumball's requests way too literally.
Just want to skip the whole hassle of life. You get it, right, Bobert?
Computing request.
I just want to skip the whole hassle of life.
Command integrated. Terminating Gumball's life.
So Gumball and Darwin decide to help Bobert out by coming up with a rule to not hurt anyone. But Bobert keeps finding loopholes, which led to some interesting scenarios.
You may not move at all to hurt anyone.
Command integrated.
Perfect. What did you do?
Directive followed. I am emitting concentrated radioactive waves.
Other instructions only bring out his more powerful features, including a multi-faced gun and lasers. As long as his instructions allow him, Bobert doesn't seem to care about emotional distress or physical harm. It eventually spirals so much that he almost ends humanity.
Compiling data. Primary threat to life on Earth detected. Mankind.
He quite literally stops the world from going around. It takes Darwin finding a loophole in his own logic to stop Bobert from ending the world as we know it. More of his powers are shown in the bet, where Bobert literally makes Gumball his master and does some insane things.
Following command.
Bobert, terminate Gumball. Oh yeah, delete that from your memory.
But his most powerful moment comes in the episode The Robot. Whatever Bobert does, he does with the utmost precision. And so he's able to convince Gumball's family and Penny that he's the real Gumball, even though he looked nothing like him in the episode. By computing everyone's reactions and anticipating everything, Bobert is able to get in the minds of the people around him. But that's not all. When Gumball tries to get him to stop, he becomes a super machine. Even in hand-to-hand combat, Bobert easily finishes Gumball in one blow. The only real weakness that he has is water, but even that was neglected in the Agent when he was turned into a submarine. With his intelligence, fast computing skills, and insane weapons, Bobert could easily take on anyone in Elmore Junior High. And while you're still here, check out PolyBuzz in the pinned comment. And if you use my promo code Gumball2, it unlocks premium features in the app with a free trial. It helps the channel more than you could imagine. But if you liked the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. And if you're still here, click the video on screen. I'm sure you'll love it.